welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to talk about the situation with Pastor Jamal Bryant, right? Before we do, if you like this content of, being aware and find out the truth about things, consider, subscribing. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. The election down here in Georgia came close. That's how we had to have a Senate runoff December. Apparently because they had tied during the election in November. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this article before I get into the next topic. So on Sunday, Pastor Jamal Bryant took time out to address Republican Herschel Walker's candidacy for U.S. Senate in the state of Georgia, and he did not hold back. It's election time for the U.S. Senate, and Walker is currently running for a seat as representative of Georgia against Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock. Although he's repping the Peach State, he hasn't lived there in a while and has been a Dallas, Texas resident for many years. In August, the former Dallas Cowboy running back told Fox 4 News he's always thought about Georgia because he previously lived there, so he doesn't care what they say. Now, the thing about it is, I'm pretty sure he said more than that, because mainstream has a way of just putting a twist on everything, But anyway, let's go back to the article. Bryant emphasized while Walker moved his route for Senate from Texas to Georgia during his Sunday church service, which has since gone viral on Twitter with over 1.4 million views. The Atlanta preacher is claiming that the Republican Party of Georgia wasn't prepared for a post-antebellum sovereign state to turn blue that fast. Yeah, right. The state had been flipped blue, and there were some principalities that weren't prepared for a black man and a Jewish man to go to Senate at the exact same time, Bryant said. So they figured they would dilute us by picking somebody who they thought would in fact represent us better with a football than with a degree in philosophy. You putting down another black man and everybody's clapping to boost your ego up. And we're talking about, the white man's oppressing us. No. You got other brothers oppressing other brothers. Make it make sense. And we're supposed to be complaining about the white man sort of blame for everything. But why don't we start with us first and start taking some accountability? Let's go back to our article. The 51-year-old also mentioned how politicians believe that black people are voters that can be easily swayed into picking a candidate just because they're the same race. Talking points proven. Look at Warnock. Look at his policies. He's for abortion, but you're a pastor. You know better than that. Why wait to the week of delivery, closer to the delivery time, when the fetus has a heartbeat? Don't make any sense. And you're a pastor. You should know this. They thought we were so slow, that we were so stupid, and that we will elect the lowest character of a stereotypical broken black man as opposed to somebody who is educated and rooted and focused, he proclaimed in the pulpit. Now, let's just flip the races, shall we? Let's say a white man has said that. He will receive the most heat for saying something like that. He then went on to address how since the age of 16, Walker has been led by white men because he's always followed their guidance when deciding what school to go to, where to live, where to eat, where to run, where to sit down, and more examples. Bryant ended the 2-minute speech explaining what type of representative is needed in the Georgia seat. In 2022, we don't need a walker, we need a runner. We need somebody who's gonna run and tell the truth about January 6th. Still beating the dead horse about that, something that really could have been prevented. We need somebody who's gonna run and push for cancellation of student loan debts. We need somebody who gonna run and make the former president respond to a subpoena, he declared. He continued, Georgia, I need you to know the slave Negroes y'all are used to don't live here no more. We can think for ourselves, function for ourselves, and vote for ourselves. Why? Because we don't need a walker. But I want you to hear everything that he said and the way how he said it. Even though I read the article, I want y'all to hear what he said.
Ladies and gentlemen, when the Republican Party of Georgia moved Herschel Walker from Texas to Georgia so that he could run for Senate, it's because change was taking too fast in the post-antebellum South. The state had been flipped blue, and there are some principalities that were not prepared for a black man and a Jewish man to go to Senate at the exact same time. So they figured that they would delude us by picking somebody who they thought would in fact represent us better with a football than with a degree in philosophy. They thought we were so slow, that we were so stupid, that we would elect the lowest caricature of a stereotypical broken black man as opposed to somebody who is educated and erudite and focused. Y'all ain't ready for me today. Since Herschel Walker was 16 years old, white men been telling him what to do, telling him what school to go to, where to live, where to eat, where to buy a house, where to run, where to sit down, where to sleep, where to pay for abortions, where to buy a gun. And you think they not gonna tell him how to vote? In 2022, we don't need a walker, we need a runner. We need somebody who gonna run and tell the truth about January 6th. We need somebody who gonna run and push for the cancellation of student loan debts. We need somebody who gonna run and make the former president respond to a subpoena. We don't need a walker. We need somebody who will be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding, knowing that your labor is not in vain. Georgia, I need you to know the slave Negroes y'all are used to don't live here no more. We can think for ourselves, function for ourselves, and vote for ourselves. We don't need a walker.
Okay, so that was that. I'm gonna give my 2 cents on what all that he just said, because I don't think I read everything in its entirety, because it seemed like he said more things in there. Now, when he said about an education, I want to choose common sense over education. If I had the choice between common sense and education, I would choose common sense. You know why? Because it's so uncommon these days. People do not know their left from their right. They don't know right from wrong. And these people in church that are voting for this stuff, y'all voting for your downfall. You voting for LGBTQ stuff, right? Are y'all against that? Does the Bible speak against that? But yet y'all accept that in the church. Like I said, that's your choice if you want to live that lifestyle. I'm not going to come after you and attack you for your choice, because God gives us a free choice. I'm no better. I'm sinful too. At the same time, when you see something is wrong and you just sit back and don't say anything because you're afraid that you're going to get canceled, it's like, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And it just proven time and time again that these people keep voting for their downfall. You see something wrong that this particular side is presenting to you, then why continue to keep voting the same way? But we're going to go ahead and go to the other article. Now, this is the one I really want to talk about. Who is Jamal Bryant? New birth pastor claims he wants to bring black men to church by growing weed. You see, this right here is going to bring a problem. Why are you being such a hypocrite using drugs, are we trying to pull the rest of the young black men out of the hood of using drugs? Why you gonna use problems, their own problems that they need to get over to bring them in the church? It doesn't add up. And you know, you let one thing slip past, they gonna think like, oh, okay, well, he gave us weed on the coming church. You know, we can start like a little business, like transfer drugs back and forth. More than weed now, more than weed. Probably cocaine, probably heroin. I don't know. What do I know? This by far is crazy, but I'm gonna go ahead and read the article. No, really, New Birth is the largest land-owning black church in America. So my position to my deacons is, why are not we raising cannabis? At the same time, Jamal Bryant also emphasized his idea of teaching the men farming and helping them enhance the ecosystem. After Jamal Bryant shared his thoughts on looking for people who smell like weed, netizens, if I pronounced that right, became more curious about the senior pastor of the New Birth Ministry Baptist Church. Born in May 1971, Jamal Harrison Bryant is an American minister and author, having graduated from Morehouse College and Duke University. He also pursued his doctorate of ministry from the Graduate Theological. Born in May 1971, Jamal Harrison Bryant is an American minister and author, having graduated from Morehouse College and Duke University. He also pursued his doctorate of ministry from the Graduate Theological Foundation. Speaking of his early life, Jamal was born in Boston, Massachusetts, to John Richard and Cecilia Bryant. He also has a younger sister and was raised in Maryland. At the time, he attended the church Bethel AMA with his father, where he preached his first sermon when he was only 18 years old. So yeah, I mean, it's like, why compromise? Like, it all goes back to what I said earlier. You don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything. And by you inviting me into the church, you only inviting more chaos. Are we trying to turn young black men around, their lives around? But yet, you accepting their problem, you accepting them, but you accepting their problems coming with them. No, you bringing that stuff in the church. And you have these members that do everything that this guy says. That's one thing about mega churches. Y'all gonna have to be careful, because trust me, if the pastor say, I want a Bugatti, you know, everybody in that church, when it comes to that tithes and the offering, when the plate gets passed around, people are gonna, especially if you say, God told me that I need to get a Bugatti. But anyway, you know, that's the video. You know, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, if you enjoy this video today. It's just crazy out there. We just gonna have to put our full trust in God and not worry about men, because men will fail you. But to the next video, I'm out.